Welcome back. This is part 4 of the last part of today's video lectures. Let's get back to the slides. Economics in general is divided into two parts, microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics is basically the analysis of economics that discusses individual households and firms, how they make decisions within a market setting. What's a market setting? A market setting is where two parties come to meet for a transaction. The sum total of all these decisions are the market demand function, the market supply function. Microeconomics is 99% or even 100% of what managerial economics, this particular course, is going to look at. Macroeconomics, on the other hand, is the branch of economics that discusses big concepts. For example, unemployment, for example, inflation, for example, GDP, GNP, monetary policy, etc. These things are almost irrelevant to this particular course, so we're not going to look at them. Now, every discipline has its own set of tools. It has its own grammar and etc. So the science of economics is a systematic exploration of how theories, models, and data are constructed and analyzed. These things we will look into in detail in the next class, and then we will look at the theory of demand, etc. Before that, we just say that a theory is nothing but a set of hypotheses. Hypothesis is just a statement about the population. Okay, the people of Bangladesh have a per capita GDP of a certain number. Then we go and analyze whether it is true or not. For example, we make a statement: when the price of something increases, people tend to demand less. This is the hypothesis. Okay, now if the above is true, then what do you call it? People buy just the opposite or do the opposite. Later on, we will see when it doesn't work, these hypotheses, or under what environment. Again, environment, again, environment. Model is nothing but a representation of a theory. Now, the law of demand, do we want to present it in with mathematics? Do we want to present it in a graph? Do we want to present it in another way? That's the model. One person in the group week 1 was mentioning that he or she is scared of mathematics. No problem. The law of demand, we can show it with graphs. So in the next class, we're going to look at how to read graphs, etc. Okay. So how can we represent demand theory? We can represent demand theory verbally. We can represent it with a table, a schedule. We can do it with a graph. We can do it with an equation. Except for number 4, all the other 3 are non-mathematical. So if you are a matheist, you have a fear towards mathematics, don't worry, this thing can be solved. A variable is nothing but an item that changes, a measurement that changes over time or space. Constant is something that doesn't change in value. Correlation, we'll look at these things later. This is very important. Causation. When we make a model, we want to graph it or express it as equations, then causation is very important. Which happened first? Because of the first, what happened next? The thing that happens first is, by definition, the independent variable. The thing or the event or the phenomenon that happens after the first event and because of the first event is the dependent variable. This we will look into more detail next week, because if there is a relationship between the two, then we say it is a functional relationship. The first event is the independent variable. Second event is the event that happens after the first event and because of the first event. So that is the dependent variable. Modeling, again, I said, It can be done with equations, it can be done with graphs, it can be done with a table, whatever. Then we come to a philosophical branch of economics. The first one that we see on our left is positive economics. We just make a statement. Second one is when we make an opinion about the statement. The opinion is based on our value judgments. Value judgments is influenced by ethics, morals, or norms of a society. Even if the outcome is a competitive, the value judgments may tell us that that this is not a fair outcome. That's why I said a competitive market can be very unfair. Those are discussed in normative economics. Okay, we are not going to look at these issues that much, but we will try to look at it as much as possible, so that you, whatever we shed light on in this course, you can use in another course. So, ladies and gentlemen, part 4, the last part, is finished here. I'm going to upload them in Bucks and also in my YouTube channel, and then hope to meet you at 6:30 today. Thank you very much. Stay well, stay safe. Bye.